Caregiving can sometimes feel like an impossible struggle. Caregivers may be torn between taking care of loved ones and trying to maintain balance in life. The good news is that it doesn't have to be that way. The Caring Generation with host Pamela D Wilson is here to focus on the conversation of caring. You're not alone. In fact, you're in exactly the right place to share stories and learn tips and resources to help you and your loved ones. So now, please welcome the host of The Caring Generation, Pamela D Wilson.
This is Pamela D Wilson, caregiving expert, speaker, consultant, and guardian of the Caring Generation. The Caring Generation focuses on the conversation of caring, giving us permission to talk about aging, the challenges of caregiving, and everything in between. It's no surprise that needing care or becoming a caregiver changes everything. The Caring Generation is here to guide you along the journey and let you know that you're not alone. You are in exactly the right place to share stories and learn about caregiving programs and resources to help you and your loved ones plan for what's ahead. Invite your parents, spouses, family, friends, colleagues, coworkers, and everyone you know to listen to the show, available on podcast apps worldwide. If you have a question or an idea for a future program, share your idea with me by commenting on my social media posts on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. You can also complete my caregiver survey or request a consultation by clicking on the Contact Me link on my website and completing a form. Welcome to episode 186 of the Caring Generation podcast in the Take 15 series, Helpful Tips and Insights in 15 Minutes. How to move ahead and leave the trauma behind. How to find the discipline to move ahead. During this program, I'll share several caregiver stories and incorporate tips to move ahead, whether you are brand new to caregiving, have been doing this for some time and you're looking for a way out, or your care journey has ended due to death. Caregiving is hard work. It's easy to get in over your head and feel overwhelmed by everything that needs to be done. Stress can appear unexpectedly. Frustration, anger, grief, worry, sleepless nights, or dread about the next thing that's going to happen. If not dealt with, these negative emotions can move in permanently, be stored in your mind, and be relived and repeated over and over again. Eventually, the stories become more significant than life, holding you back from progressing. Because of this, caregivers often feel stuck as if they can't plan because there's little idea about what comes next. And that's true. Caregiving is the unexpected. If you are a caregiver, you know that something is always looming on the horizon. The other reason caregivers feel stuck is that they have no plan to move forward or have a fear of the unknown that holds them back. Creating a plan and having the discipline to move ahead can make caregivers feel guilty about prioritizing their lives and needs above others. When you think about it, if you are a caregiver without a plan, you respond to one crisis after another. You continually do everything for others and nothing for yourself. You, your time, and your efforts are someone else's plan. Mom, dad, or the person you care for knows that you'll show up and do all the work. They are ecstatic with that plan that uses you to make them happy and feel cared for. The downside is that their plan may not be good for you, especially if your mood has turned negative, and because of the stress, you're now experiencing health problems. Maybe your marriage is on the rocks, or you've lost your job, or your children are suffering with their schoolwork. If this is your situation, it's time to create a plan for yourself that eliminates the role of caregiver from your life. Let me share a couple of examples and reasons why. In both of these situations, parents were moved into the home. The primary caregiver is a wife and a daughter who has a husband and children. Mom or dad moved in, and now they refuse to move out to an assisted living community, even though they can financially afford to do so. In a second situation, a parent was living in a nursing home, and the family decided to bring mom or dad home because hospice care was recommended. They wanted to save money because the nursing home was expensive, but they didn't realize the personal costs and sacrifices that would have to be made by someone. In both situations, This someone is the female caregiver, a daughter or daughter-in-law who is angry and burned out. Even though the family made the decision, nobody in the family is helping. All of the work falls onto the daughter. In this situation, what is practical? Should the daughter call out to the family and say, "If you're not going to help, I'm done. I'm finished"? Some caregivers will have the energy and the mindset to do this, but most will hang in there and be miserable, become negative, and complain about the situation. One caregiver stated that the only way out of the situation is for the person who needs care to die. Another caregiver said that, in retrospect, it would have been better to move a parent to a care home and have the family visit and supervise care. The issue is that when families think of moving loved ones into a home, what is not discussed is the effect of having a person to care for and who will do all of the work. How will this shift of attention affect the caregiver's marriage, relationship with their children, and career? There are many considerations, but instead, families jump in because of feeling a sense of duty or responsibility. The question not asked is who or what is the priority? The priority should be the marriage, the children, and third, the person who needs care. Some spouses feel stuck in similar situations if there are no children or no children nearby. Long-standing marriage patterns don't change when a person experiences a change in health. Healthy people experience as many health problems as those who have been sick all of their lives. Diseases don't pick and choose. One day we're all going to have something. The response to the illness makes a difference, as does what has been done to plan for needing care. Most people go through life never thinking about unexpected health issues until they happen. The discipline to move ahead also means making a plan for yourself if you are currently a caregiver, a person with a few health issues who does not yet need care, or you are the person who needs care. Caregivers, just because the person you care for may eventually die, that does not mean that your caregiving days are over. You will be a caregiver for yourself and possibly a caregiver for a spouse or a partner or a friend. So what can burned out, stressed out caregivers who have no plan do? Part of the answer is to stop being someone else's plan, unless this was a plan that you were involved in creating. Now let's talk about death for a moment. You were the dedicated caregiver. You gave up your life, and now the person you care for has died. You have no plan for your life, but you want to move ahead and leave the drama and trauma behind. To create change, caregivers must shift their focus from caring for other people to prioritizing their lives. This can be hard, if not impossible, for caregivers who feel they have to serve other people. It can be challenging for caregivers who seek approval from parents or the person they care for. It can be challenging for caregivers who suffer from low self-esteem, those who have never lived independently, and those who are not financially self-sufficient. The more you can take care of yourself now, meaning remaining independent of anyone you care for, the easier it will be to transition out of caregiving. Life experiences, a need for approval, low self-esteem, not living independently or being reliant on other people financially or otherwise, usually don't work out well if you are first a caregiver and then a person who needs care. You've likely made no plan. Instead, your plan becomes your parents' plan of expecting you to take care of them. This is a one-way plan to a miserable life, or at least caregivers tell me so. Plan today not to take on someone else's problems or lack of planning. Make a plan for yourself that includes other people to care for aging parents, whether these are people who must be hired or your loved one moves into a care community. If you are in a miserable care situation, that's where your mind spends most of its time, in a negative space. The house that is your body and mind is filled with poisonous thoughts. What do you think happens then? Caregivers become as sick as the persons they care for. They don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. There may be no happiness in their life. The results of your life are the thoughts you focus on. While changing negative habits can be a challenge, the question is, what do you want out of life? What are you motivated to do? If nothing, your situation will remain the same. The focus of the mind gives you the power to change your situation. Focus your mind on activities or things that motivate you, like getting a new job, going back to school, spending more time with friends, or doing activities you enjoy. Think of the things that make you happy when your mind fills up with negative thoughts. Have a go-to picture in your mind and a go-to saying to get rid of the garbage that the negative mind creates. Nobody can do this but you. If you are the person who needs care, you'll want to engage in a similar activity. Having one or more health problems can really be a downer. Your emotions may be lower than low. People who need care similar to the caregiver can change their thoughts and actions. If you have health issues, how can you live a better life? Sometimes it may seem as if all you do is go to doctors and have more and more tests. Physicians can seem like the sales center of a healthcare organization. They tell you that these tests will be beneficial and sway you to take medications or have treatments. But remember who's in control here. It's you. You may be at a significant disadvantage if you don't ask the right questions or have someone who can help you advocate. Sometimes treatments have no positive outcomes, only bad side effects. I've known individuals who've gone through chemo and radiation because of cancer diagnosis only to die. Why participate in treatments that make you sick when you can enjoy the little bit of time you have left? Sometimes medical recommendations make money for the hospital or the doctor's office, but have zero benefit for the patient. Many people undergo treatment that will not change the outcome. Doctors can be great hope builders when, in reality, they can't predict with 100% accuracy the outcome of a treatment. This is where you must know how you want to live your life. Do you want to spend more time chasing a cure that's unlikely and feeling sick while doing it, or living the best life you can and then dying comfortably at the end? There are a lot of decisions to make. These are scary topics to address. It takes thoughtfulness and discipline to move ahead from drama and trauma with a care plan. Are your legal needs addressed? Medical and financial power of attorney, living will, and a will. There's a class on my website about this. Have you prepaid your burial plan? Have you put what you want for your care in writing? The more you plan when you're healthy, the more choices you will have when you experience a change in health. I know many couples whose retirement dreams are crushed when one spouse becomes sick. If you become a sick spouse, do you honestly want to tie your healthy spouse to you, or do you want them to go out and enjoy life as long as you're cared for? These are discussions to have early and often. They are also discussions to have with your aging parents so that they don't rely 100% on you to be their caregiver. Caregiving can last for years. It doesn't get easier. It gets more time-consuming and more expensive. So if you haven't created a retirement plan and saved money, you may be at a disadvantage at the end of your life. There's no time like the present to work your way out of a drama, trauma, stressful caregiving situation and to make a plan for the rest of your life that includes you potentially needing care. How you think becomes your day, today, tomorrow, and into the future. Find the discipline, the motivation to stop being someone else's plan. Be your own plan. As difficult as this might seem, it is possible with the right mindset. Above all, be realistic and have realistic conversations about care needs and wishes. You'll probably have to stand up to family members and others who want you to continue to be the caregiver because you're their plan. It's easier for them. You will have to set feelings of guilt aside to prioritize your life. The only way to get rid of the drama and trauma of caregiving is to focus on the positive, to move on and bring more of what you want into your life and remove what you don't want from your life. You don't have to be a prisoner of your mind and negative thinking or someone else's plan. I encourage you, be your own plan. I thank you all for being here. Please check out over 180 episodes and share this podcast with everyone you know so that we can extend the support, education, and love that so many caregivers and persons who receive care need. I'm Pamela D Wilson, a caregiving expert on the caring generation. I look forward to being with you again soon. God bless you all, sending love and light to everyone. Sleep well tonight. Have a fabulous day tomorrow and enjoy each day until we are here together again.
Tune in each week for The Caring Generation with host Pamela D. Wilson. Come join the conversation and see how Pamela can provide solutions and peace of mind for everyone. Here on Pamela D. Wilson's The Caring Generation.